I'm Casey Claiborne, and thanks for watching this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive, where we take a look back at recent crime stories that have been making headlines in our area. 3 adults and 1 dog died after falling into a cistern near Elgin. Fox 7 Austin's Carissa Limco finds that law enforcement believes toxic gases in the hole are what killed them.
So we're speculating that the hydrogen sulfide gas overcame them.
3 people and 1 dog dead in what is believed to be a freak accident. A 4th person that called 911 told investigators that the 3 others, all from Florida, were in Texas for a hog hunting trip.
We have been told that a dog escaped from the truck while they were going to a hog hunting location, and it had a collar on it where they could detect where it was.
Finding the dog in a cistern, investigators say the first person jumped in. Then the other 2 jumped in to try and help.
The water level was 6 to 8 feet down below that, so you can imagine that once they got in there, they cannot reach the top. And then with the gas added to that, I don't know how long, the pathologist will have to tell us that, how long that they could anticipate to be alive under those conditions.
Bastrop County Sheriff Maurice Cook said when tested, the air quality had what he considered to be a high level of hydrogen sulfide.
That cistern may have been there 100 years, and the stagnation building over the years, and no telling what's blown in there, what animals that could crawl in there and die.
Recovery efforts were delayed because first responders had trouble finding help.
Diving crews did not want to go in. I think we contacted about 6 different teams. They didn't want to go in that stagnated water. So we pumped the tank, we cleared the gas through ventilation. We took a drone, flew it in there to see what the integrity of the walls were. And at that point, we didn't have too many takers wanting to go down in the tank, just simply because the unknown integrity of the walls.
A deputy then volunteered to go down wearing an oxygen tank and helping to recover the bodies one by one. Later identified as 37-year-old Delvis Garcia, 26-year-old Denise Martinez, and 45-year-old Noel Vigil Benitez.
In our county, like I've been told, there are places that have had houses that are no longer there, that sometimes leave wells behind, leave cisterns behind, and the only thing we can hope for is the landowner will cover those so something like this would not happen in the future. It's not worth 3 lives.
Now, going forward, the sheriff says as part of the investigation, they will try and verify that story they were told, as well as find the property owner who they do believe may have passed away. Back to you.
A member of the Bloods gang is on the state's most wanted list for a killing in North Texas. Texas DPS says the man is armed and dangerous. Joshua Darnell Lockett is wanted for a July murder in McKinney. He's been arrested and convicted several times in the past for assault and gun charges. Lockett has several recognizable tattoos, including the word "heartless" across his chest and an AR rifle tattooed on his belly. If you see Lockett, do not approach him. Call police immediately. Crime Stoppers has increased the reward to $5,000 for any information leading to an arrest. An East Austin man says a group of people have been throwing rocks at his house and shattering his windows, and it's all caught on camera. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shin spoke with a man who says he has no idea who these suspects are, but is having to pay thousands of dollars to repair his windows multiple times.
In this video from Saturday, you can see 3 people walk outside Alfonso Overa's East Austin home, pick up rocks and throw them at the house before running off.
I'd like to think that it's just mischievous kids doing stupid things, but it is definitely concerning.
That was the 3rd time it's happened. The first time was on June 26th. Again, 3 people can be seen walking by. One hurls a rock. Then again on July 5th, a group walks by, throwing 2 rocks. Before running off. All of these happening between 9 and 11:30 p.m.
It's the same group of individuals, and I would say 18 to 20-year-olds that are doing this, and I really don't understand why.
The person who lives here says the first 2 times the suspects shattered these 2 windows, and after paying thousands of dollars to get them replaced, they damaged it a 3rd time.
It's been very frustrating for us.
Frustrating and also a safety hazard.
I could have been there. That's the room where my dog is usually at, and God forbid something happens to her, because I would go nuts. For all they know, it could be a baby's room. It could be like they can seriously damage a person by doing this.
Olvera says he's planning on removing the rocks outside his fence and has added more cameras and floodlights.
It's worrisome, definitely, especially at night.
He says he hasn't dealt with any serious crime before in the 5 years he's owned the house. His neighbor has had his car broken into, and they suspect it's the same group of people. Olvera says he would tell the suspects,
go back to school and stop doing stupid things. There's way better things to do and more fun than this. And honestly, being Texas, I think that you should be careful because a lot of people would respond with violence immediately.
We're learning new details about a murder-suicide in Georgetown. The Williamson County Sheriff's Office says a son killed his mother, then took his own life. Deputies responded to a home on Vaughn Street, just north of State Highway 29 on August 10th. They say a family member called 911 and told dispatchers 2 people had been shot. When deputies got there, they found the bodies of 52-year-old Albert Rodriguez and 73-year-old Sylvia Rodriguez. Investigators determined the shooter, Albert Rodriguez, was the son of Sylvia. So if you or someone you know is in distress, there is always help available. Just call 988. That's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can text as well. Help is available 24/7. A grand jury has indicted suspected serial killer Raul Meza for the murder of 3 people. Meza was arrested back in May after confessing to killing his roommate and his old neighbor. Fox 7 Crime Watch reporter Meredith Aldis has the details.
A grand jury is now holding 62-year-old Raul Meza Jr. accountable, indicting him on several felonies after he called the Austin Police Department and admitted to killing Gloria Lofton and Jesse Fraga.
I quote, "I got out in 2016. I end up murdering a lady soon afterwards."
Documents say in May 2019, Meza strangled his neighbor Gloria Lofton to death while attempting to commit an aggravated sexual assault. Lofton was 65 years old and lived in East Austin.
I miss her voice. And I miss seeing her smile because that day, a lot died with her.
A grand jury indicted Meza for capital murder and commission of aggravated sexual assault and murder in Lofton's case. Documents also reveal Meza intentionally and knowingly caused the death of his roommate in Pflugerville, Jesse Fraga, by cutting, stabbing, and strangling him back in May. 80-year-old Fraga was an adult probation officer.
He was always helping out other people and other kids in the neighborhood.
A grand jury also indicted Meza for murder and unauthorized use of a vehicle in that case. The indictment also includes enhancements for possession of a deadly weapon in an Anderson County jail in 1990 and a felony aggravated robbery in Austin in 1977. It also includes the murder of 8-year-old Kendra Page in 1982. The little girl's body was found near a dumpster in southeast Austin. As part of a plea deal, Meza was sentenced to 30 years in prison, but was released on parole after serving just 11 years.
Make him serve his 30 years. This wouldn't have happened. I think he found the devil, and the devil's still in him.
Many of the victims say he shouldn't have been let out.
I believe that they should have been able to apprehend him long before this.
Another life that could have been saved because you dropped the ball. It's just not okay.
Austin police say so far, Meza has also confessed to 2 murders in San Antonio, and they're looking into at least 10 cold cases in Austin. Meza is being held in the Travis County Jail on $1 million bond. He has a hearing coming up on August 22nd. We reached out to Meza's attorneys, and they have not replied. Reporting in the studio, Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
If you live in Maynard, police say there's a scammer posing as a federal agent and threatening to arrest people. Maynard police say the scammers have been able to copy the department's phone number, telling people they're with the FBI. The phony agent tells people they're under a major investigation and then start demanding money. Maynard police say they will never call to ask for money to avoid arrest. If you've been scammed, call the number on the screen and select option 3 to file a report. New details after an explosion at a hospital parking garage in Austin. The bomb squad is investigating at an apartment complex in Cedar Park connected to the suspect. Fox 7 Austin's CrimeWatch reporter Meredith Aldis has the latest on that.
APD confirms there is a connection between today's investigation and yesterday's explosion.
If it's an intentional act, there's obviously going to be a lot of different crimes that are involved with that, and depending on the motive behind what that potential intentionality is would determine the next steps.
Less than 24 hours later, the FBI, ATF, and APD are investigating at an apartment complex in Cedar Park. 38-year-old Raymond Garner is the reason for it all. Records show the unit is his address. It's in the Cypress Gardens apartment complex. Investigators were seen on a second-floor balcony sifting through items, and some residents were evacuated out of an abundance of caution. This is a follow-up investigation to the car explosion at St. David's Medical Center in Central Austin on Wednesday. Austin police say they received a call at around 5:30 in the evening about a car fire.
The Austin Fire Department arrived on scene very quickly and immediately observed that it was not just an average or normal car fire, that there was something more suspicious involved, and in fact that there was some sort of an explosion that caused the fire.
That scene has been cleared and the parking garages are open.
Fortunately, there was nobody around the vehicle when the explosion happened.
Garner was arrested and charged with third-degree felony of components of explosives. No word on what was found at the residence that may be used as evidence. We'll keep you updated. Reporting from Cedar Park, Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
The attorney for the family of Fort Hood soldier Vanessa Guillen says they are finally getting justice. A sentencing hearing was held Monday for Cecily Aguilar. She pleaded guilty for her part in covering up Guillen's murder. Fox 7 Austin's CrimeWatch reporter Meredith Aldis has a story as well from Waco.
Vanessa Guillen's youngest sister said it's been 3 dark years because of Cecily Aguilar. Well, today a federal judge sentenced Aguilar to 30 years. That is the maximum sentence. She will receive credit for the 3 years that she's already served. This comes after she pleaded guilty to 1 count of being an accessory after the fact and 3 counts of making a false statement.
I'm short of words. Today was a very hard day for my family. There was a lot of new details regarding my sister's death and the manner that things happened. It's been very hard to see, to hear. There was audio, and it's just there's relief today as to know that Cecily will finally be held accountable for her actions.
Tears, gasps, and hugs were seen and heard in the federal courthouse as investigators revealed disturbing new details about Fort Hood soldier Vanessa Guillen's murder in 2020. Recordings played in court revealed Cecily Aguilar denied any involvement in Guillen's death at least 3 times, but a Texas Ranger says she broke when they told her they found Guillen's body. In a recorded interview, Aguilar said, quote, "I didn't want to get caught up in this. I wanted to act like it didn't exist. I have nightmares about it." In the recording, Aguilar described burning, dismembering, and burying Guillen's body in cement with her boyfriend and suspected killer Aaron Robinson. Aguilar's attorney claims Aguilar was afraid of Robinson, wasn't safe, and didn't do any of this willingly. They had a psychologist testify saying Aguilar had a rough and traumatizing childhood, but the judge says none of that correlates with causation in this case.
This was a heinous crime. It was, when they were asking for minimal sentencing, the judge, who did a great job, said, what would a maximum require? I mean, you have skinning, you have decapitation, you have cutting up parts, burning parts, hiding parts, crumbling parts, throwing parts away. It was so grotesque.
During the victim impact speeches, family members of Guillen addressed the judge. While Guillen's mom was speaking, the judge actually started crying. Guillen's mom talked and looked directly at Aguilar, saying she hopes she repents. Guillen's sisters say they're proud to be Vanessa's sister and the impact she's made to many who have never even met her.
Her story touched our lives, and a lot of, also being a survivor of MST, I was afraid to say anything because I was scared that, retaliation would happen. So when her story came out, it was like, wow, this needs to be told. We need to stand up against this and stop this from going on in our service.
Former service members and survivors of military sexual assault traveled from all over Texas to support the Guillen family. They say her case opened up the conversation about holding people accountable for sexual abuse in the military.
It's a matter of restoring honor to the military uniform. Women, we join the military because we want to serve just like everybody else. And when we experience sexual assault, it makes us feel like the honor has been removed from the military uniform.
Aguilar is the only person charged in Guillen's murder. Robinson took his own life before being charged. The judge says Aguilar has the right to appeal his decision. That needs to be submitted within 14 days. Reporting in Waco, Texas, Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
And finally, the city of Hutto is looking into a fraudulent money transfer made on an account containing city funds. City officials learned a transaction in the amount of $193,000 was made from a city account. Hutto says the large sum was transferred to an account impersonating one of their known vendors. A police report has been filed with Hutto Police Department, and city officials say their financial institution has assured them they are under no further risk or criminal activity. Hutto says in the wake of this incident, they are reviewing internal procedures to improve city cybersecurity. Thanks for watching the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch YouTube exclusive. Our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. If you missed them, you can watch anytime on our new Fox Local Connected TV app. It's free to download, and you can watch on Roku, Android TV, Apple TV, and Fire TV. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.